Get ready to match the stars. Bob Barker, Brett Summers, Charles Nelson Reilly, Patty Duke Astin, Richard Dawson, and Fannie Flagg as we play the star-studded Big Money Match Game 76. And now, here's the star of Match Game 76, Gene Rivers.
Thank you. You're a grand bunch. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. Aren't these lovely people up here? And wait till you hear how they're going to talk. Save some for a little bit later. It's a half-hour show. Always a pleasure to see your beautiful body. What are you refereeing?
I'm wearing this. I planned this because the last time I was on your show, the audience booed so many of my answers. I figured if I wore this...
Red, white, and blue.
They'd be less likely to boo red, white, and blue.
Little kiss on the back of the neck?
I love it.
How are you?
Fine, how are you?
Are you all right? I love your...
Hello to your lady.
Oh, I remember him.
You believe really? How are you?
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Everything
Hello,
okay
Victor.
up there?
Yes.
Are you healthy this week? You're going to cough all over?
I have a public announcement.
What's that?
I have not had a cigarette for 14 days. So.
Good for you.
So, if my behavior appears to be a little irrational, I must be forgiven in advance.
Okay, we forgive you in advance. Now, let's say to all our two players, Kerry Shore and Johnny Beetleman. How are you? How much money have you won? $600. You got $600. Oh, boy. What is that? Does that bring joy to your heart, Kerry?
Sure does.
It does. Where are we? In the beginning of round 2, and we got no score here, huh? Is it 0-0? Oh, are you ready, Johnny?
I hope so.
Okay, we'll finish this game in a moment or so, but right now, this for you.
Wait.
Hello there. Shall we begin? Now, this is our round 2 board here, and Johnny, you have a choice of A or B.
B, please.
B it is. For Beetleman. Everybody plays. Elmer Fudd said... Friday is Bugs Bunny's birthday, so for his party, I'm preparing a bowl of his favorite drink, Blank Punch.
I love you when you talk baby talk.
I love you, too.
Isn't that cool?
14 days without a cigarette.
14.
You look better already.
Crazy as a balloon.
Doesn't she look better already? Yeah.
Donna Reed.
Right. Okay.
Sorry, Donna.
Put it in the slot and we go to Johnny. Elmer Fudd, you know who Elmer Fudd is, don't you? He said, Friday's Bugs Bunny's birthday. So for his party, I'm preparing a bowl of his favorite drink, Blank Punch.
Carrot.
Carrot punch? Terrific. You have made it very plain to us that you liked her answer. And you also made it plain that anybody who doesn't say carrot is going to get...
Well, I want to review the rules. Now, if I just tell you that I have matched her, is that enough, or do I have to show you my answer?
Show and tell.
I have to show you that.
That's right.
All right, my answer is carrot.
There it is. Very good. It's one for her. Oh, the lady in red.
She makes her living on a feathery bed.
You must forgive her. She just quit smoking, and she doesn't know what she's saying.
I said carrot.
Carrot. Charles? Charles?
It sounds like the most boring party in the world.
But it was spiked, right? So for his party, I'm preparing a bowl of his favorite drink, Carrot Punch.
The better to see you.
Oh, yeah. She's doing very well with carrot.
Certainly
Elmer
is.
Fudd he hates
He always says that Watton Wabbit.
That Watton Rabbit.
Always trying to shoot him?
Yes.
And Bugs is always doing terrible things to him.
Oh, so they're bitter enemies.
Right. They like it when I explain how it should be. He's preparing a bowl of Wabbit punch.
Wabbit punch.
That's the ultimate answer.
That's very good.
very
If they were
good.
bitter enemies, that would be...
Exactly.
Aren't they fickle? One
Yeah,
moment
one
they're
moment they cheer.
Yeah, one
and,
moment they cheer, next moment they boo you.
You gotta love them.
Richard?
Yes, I do.
You want to use my shirt?
No, thank you.
What do you say there, Fannie, honey?
Is my Girl Scout troop here? Carrot.
Carrot, there you go. Now, Carrie, you gotta go to work here. You need 5 to tie and 6 to win, Carrie. Here it is. The sideshow Barker said... You were never a sideshow Barker. He said, that headless guy is really unlucky. Not only does he have no head, but just his luck, he has dandruff on his bling. That headless guy is really unlucky. Not only does he have no head, but just his luck, he has dandruff on his bling.
Oh, got it. Got it,
Okay.
baby. Got it.
Let's see if we got the same thing. Oh, cute.
Okay. Here we go.
Notice non-smoker is still a stealer.
Yes. All right, Carrie. The sideshow Barker said, that headless guy is really unlucky. Not only does he have no head, but just his luck, he has dandruff on his blank.
Feet.
The light will come to you in a moment or so. This very alert audience will let you know when they hear a good answer. They may hear one up here. All right, you need 5 to tie and 6 to win. Go, Bob.
Well, I agree with the audience. I didn't say feet.
What'd you say?
Well, I'm not sure that this is the best question, or the best... I said shoulders.
You said shoulders. Shoulders would be good. He's a sideshow headless guy, and he still has dandruff on his shoulders. Now you need to match everybody else to stay in the game, Carrie. And Brett, it's up to you.
Am I the villainesta?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I said Chad.
Chess. So that means Johnny wins the game. Shoulders all the way. Okay, stand over there on the adhesive tape, and we'll say goodbye to Carrie Shore. He's going to leave here with a pretty good bundle. How much? 600. 600 bucks. Good luck to Carrie Shore. Thank you for being with us. While we're standing off, let's give these messages just for you. You know what this lady said when she won? She says, oh, goody. I'm glad I won because I get to kiss Richard. Now, listen, Johnny. Richard, how often do you get to kiss somebody named Johnny?
Well, apart from Johnny Olsen, nobody.
Give him a kiss.
Now, Johnny, I got to point out to you, the only time you get to kiss Richard is when you win. So get your ESP going over there. All right, here we go, Johnny. We polled the recent studio audience, and we got their best response to this. Elbow blink. Now, the answer they gave most frequently gets you $500 if you match it. If you match their second most popular answer, you get $250, and then $100 for the third. Let's see who'll give you a little help here.
Richard?
Elbow macaroni.
Elbow macaroni. Who else?
Brett. Elbow grease, what I use every day in my house.
Okay.
The patty.
Have you got one, Patty?
Room. Elbow
Elbow
room. Give us some
room.
elbow room.
Yeah, I think the celebrities have given you some pretty good ones there. Elbow room, elbow macaroni, and elbow grease. And it's your option now to choose one of those or give us one of your own entirely.
Well, I use it all the time, elbow grease.
Elbow grease is what you want. I think elbow grease is the best. 82.5% of the audience thinks you're right. We'll find out right now where elbow grease is up there, if indeed it's up there at all. May we see the $100 number? Elbow room. Okay, there's Patty's answer. We're looking for a little grease. May we see the $250 response? You got it. So there's $250. You think it's going to be macaroni up there? That was Richard's answer, you know. You would have had a chance to kiss him now if you'd said elbow macaroni.
Now you
If
gotta
it's up-
kiss Brett.
Yes. Was that Brett's? All right, here we go. May we see it, Earl? Macaroni. Okay. Now, Johnny, you've got the 250. It means you're up to 350 total. You're going to play for 10 times this amount, or $2,500, but you got to match one of them exactly in order to collect.
Richard.
Okay.
Macaroni.
Macaroni. It's your second shot at it. Okay, face me if you would, please, ma'am. And here it is. It's worth $2,500, and it reads as follows. Blank acid. Blank acid. A-C-I-D. Blank acid. Now, Johnny, he's finished. He took a little time there. You think about it very carefully. Get your ESP going over to Richard Dawson. Give us the same answer he's come up with, and you'll be $2,500 richer. What do you say? Blank acid.
Antacid.
Antacid. Antacid. All right, that's one possibility. Let's find out now if Richard has antacid on the card. Richard?
No, I don't. There were a lot, but they were all hard. I said citric acid.
Citric. Couldn't think of any?
No.
The first one that came to my head was sulfuric acid.
Yeah,
oh, boric acid is a good one.
Acid.
What?
Battery.
Bunch
Battery?
of the chemist convention is in town here. Okay. Now, Johnny, you got your 350, and you're going to meet another player right now and have another shot at it. So let's welcome Lynn Ray McClintock. Hi there. You two ladies know each other? Okay, Lynn Ray, we welcome you and ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself, if you would, please.
Certainly. My name is Lynn Ray.
You're Lynn Ray?
I'm Lynn Ray,
Okay.
yes.
Where are you
I
from?
have a BFA from USC, and I'm a native Californian.
I see.
And I worked at the White House for President Nixon.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we will. Yes. We welcome her anyway, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck to you, Lynn Ray.
Thank you.
I'll push this button and we'll get on with the game and ask you to make a selection, Lynn Ray, A or B.
A.
We
A
should
it
tell
is.
you we are taping this program.
Yes.
And I'll let you know up front.
All right, here it is. Larry the lifeguard has an unusual style. He doesn't give mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Instead, he gives blank-to-blank resuscitation. I'm sorry, I'm not playing.
No, get away!
Don't fight with her.
No,
She's
but
been sick.
since she stopped smoking and it's been on death's door, she's a mess more than usual.
You know, her
Stealing from everybody.
but her teeth are cleaner. Her mind is dirtier, but her teeth are cleaner since she quit smoking.
I
Okay,
can't
write one
think
down.
of anything.
Come on
now.
now.
Oh, okay.
Put down nicotine or something.
Okay. All right, that's okay. Okay, Lynn Ray McClintock. Larry the lifeguard has an unusual style. He doesn't give mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Instead, he gives blank-to-blank resuscitation.
He's very shy, cheek to cheek.
Cheek to cheek. I don't know. That'd revive me. What do you say?
I'll just go along with anything she said. How's that?
Gonna say cheek to cheek?
No, I didn't. I didn't hear the question that well. I said ear to ear.
Ear to ear is okay. You know, they had water in the ear. Blowed out your ear. You've heard of that phrase there. What do you say?
We're going to go right over to Charles immediately. I just said eye to eye.
Eye to eye resuscitation. She's looking for cheek to cheek resuscitation.
Feel
there.
free to pick on a sick woman.
Well, I said body to body, Gene.
Body to body.
You like that
I mean, there's all the sex manuals and stuff you read about now. It gets me all, sort of like on.
Yeah.
So So I chose body to body.
Chose
It's certainly
body to
better than
body.
eye to eye or ear to ear.
I agree with you, and I want to
Thanks.
say I love your beads.
Like to meet you later, too.
Okay. How do you do?
When I cleaned it all up, all I could come up with was nose.
Nose to nose is very good. Now, that's one of your better answers.
Oh, is it?
Yes, that is.
Losing,
Right.
but better.
Yeah, loser. No, Lynn Ray is looking for cheek to cheek. Heaven.
Nose to
I'm in
nose.
heaven, nose to nose. What do you say?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
There's
nose
a
to nose.
conspiracy down there.
That's right. So there's your first rounder. Yours will be along in a moment or so, but right now we've got this coming your way, so pay attention. Okay, here we go with the other round one question for you, Johnny. Everybody plays. This is our first shot at it in this game. The Chinese Justice of the Peace said, he said, we have two type of wedding. Here in Chinatown, we have two type wedding. Type A, everyone throw lice, or ice, as we say in this country. Type B, everyone throw blank, or blank, or blank. We have two types of weddings here in Chinatown. Type A, everyone throw rice. Type B, everyone throw blank. It's a round one question. You can run far afield with this. Whatever. Let your imagination run free. You're a creative person. Pretend it's an improvisation. Do something.
Just don't languish.
Right. You finish? Finish. You man with funny eyes. You finish? Finish. Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay, here we go. Ready, Johnny? Chinese Justice of the Peace says we have two types of weddings here in Chinatown. Type A, everyone throw lice. Oh, rice. When I say lice, I mean rice. You understand me?
Yeah.
Type B, everyone throw blank.
Fortune cookie.
Fortune cookie, hey! Young lady, very funny. She said fortune cookie. Very good
I
answer.
have been to a Chinese wedding, though, and there was a dispute, and everyone ended up throwing chop suey.
Chop suey. Oh, some big mess. What do you say?
It was a
Why is chop suey such a terrific answer?
Because
These
the
are
audience
my
a bunch
kind
of
people.
weirdos.
They like red, white, and blue.
Who are they booing?
They're booing him, not you,
They're
fat.
not booing me.
Nobody booed a fat lady.
Not in red, white, and blue.
Don't call the fat lady fat lady.
Okay, I don't call you fat lady, fat lady.
I said egg roll.
Egg roll.
They're a nice group,
They're
aren't they?
okay. Charles?
This makes sense to me, but that's all. Hamburger helper.
Hamburger helper.
You know what I mean?
Okay. When I said you could go far afield, I meant far afield, but that's ridiculous, Charles.
Dear.
All right, type A, everyone throw rice. Type B, everyone throw fortune cookie.
Noodles.
Noodles. Fortune cookie's a good answer. It is good. Very good.
Was that or egg roll?
Egg roll.
Either one.
Very good. A lot of choices here. What do you say, Fannie?
I'm so uncomfortable without my piano. I went very far. I said everybody threw up.
Well, Lynn, you may have A or B.
A, please.
All right, Lynn, everybody plays since nobody matched her in the first round. Tiny Tom Thumb said, I'm a leg man, and that's why I just married a blank. Tiny Tom Thumb. He said, I'm a leg man. That's why I
leg
just
man?
married... Leg, L-E-G, leg man.
Leg man.
Yeah, that's why I just married a blank.
Tiny Tom Thumb
I
said
get
I'm
it.
a leg
I
man.
get it. I think I get it. Don't be peeking at my... No, peeking at the
okay.
bride before the wedding.
All right. Very good, Charles. Splendid. A couple of good choices here, Lynn Ray. We'll ask you to make one right now. Tiny Tom Thumb said, I'm a leg man. That's why I just married a
giraffe.
A giraffe.
Yes.
They're booing giraffe.
They're booing giraffe.
They're booing giraffe.
And this has been such a nice audience
Yeah,
up
that
until
beautiful
now.
creature with the doe-like eyes.
Yes. You know, there was something about those eyes. I looked deeply into them and I thought, giraffe.
Giraffe it is. Boy, they are fickle. I'm gonna boo you 1 minute and applaud you the next.
Listen.
They like the second giraffe around.
Come on, fat lady, show us your answer.
Listen, I want to remind America once more that I haven't had a cigarette for 14 days.
Her mind isn't working.
Ashamed. I said he married a stocking.
Whoa. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I don't know what came over me.
You'll be all right. We'll get you a fix later. Charles?
Couldn't we get Arlene Francis? Centipede.
Centipede. Patty, we're looking for a giraffe.
Table.
A table. Why do you got a giraffe there?
Caterpillar.
A caterpillar. How about a little giraffe?
A centipede.
A centipede. No, giraffe for the, well, one giraffe for the lady. Okay, that means when your turn comes, 1 to tie, 2 to win, but right now, listen, you were grand to join us. Join us next time for Match Game 76. Gene Raven here. Goodbye.
Get ready to match the stars. Bob Barker, Brett Summers, Charles Nelson Reilly, Hattie Duke Astin, Richard Dawson, and Fannie Flagg as we play the star-studded Big Money Match Game 76. And now, here's the star of Match Game 76, Gene Rivers.
Thank you, Johnny Olson. Thank you for joining us. Just want to remind you of the Captains and the Kings and The Price is Right.
The Price is Right.
The price, I forgot to say that, so I'll say that.
Fire.
And fire.
Fire.
What is that?
I'm a doctor in fire.
Really?
It's a disaster.
Take my pulse. Oh, really? Doctor, I'm feeling better already. Hello there.
Hi.
Are you ready? We're in the middle of round 2. When you get your question, 1 to tie, 2 to win. You ready for that?
Yes.
Okay, she's got her fingers crossed, and we'll do that right after we do this, especially for you. Go. Here we go. Ding. Okay, Johnny, 1 to tie, 2 to win. Everybody plays.
Okay.
Bob said, to be honest with you, I didn't like either candidate who was running for office. So, all I did was go into the voting booth and blank. All right. Did you hear that, Johnny? As soon as we get those 2 lights going there, Charles and Brett's. Oh, Brett's is on now. Charles is finished. Here we go, Johnny. Bob said, to be honest with you, I didn't like either candidate who was running for office. So all I did was go into the voting booth and blank.
Tinkle.
Really?
She has been watching this show.
Democracy gets no respect.
I turned it on last week, and I learned the key words: boobs, tinkle,
Stop
toity.
that.
And here was my opportunity, and I blew it. I said
Really?
that he went into the, took a nap.
Took a little nap.
One more, please.
Yes.
May I just say that I liked the audience yesterday much better than this
Yes,
one.
of course. They were kinder to you, weren't they? Now, here we go, Brett.
I say if you gotta go, you gotta go. Tinkle.
Tinkle it is. Tie score. One more wet ballot wins the game for her.
I said made a dirty phone call. I didn't like the image of tinkling.
All right. Tie score, 1-1. To be honest with you, I didn't like either candidate who was running for office, so all I did was go into the voting booth and...
Change my clothes.
Change my clothes. Very interesting. Came out a Republican. What do you say?
I never thought of ringing a bell at all, darling. That was absolutely marvelous. But I did think of tinkling.
She said she's got another shot at Richard. Listen, this is a very close game because her answer was cuss, so the final score really was 2-1. She got 2 there, you got 1. You're a very good game player, and we're delighted to meet you.
Thank you.
A lot of gifts will be coming.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye. There it is, Johnny Beetleman. Shall we go?
Yes.
We polled a recent studio audience, my dear, and we got their best response to this. Battle of blank. Now, the answer they gave most often gets you $500 if you match it. You match the middle one, you get $250. Bottom one gets you $100. Whom do you call on?
Richard?
The James Coco story, Battle of the Bulls.
Battle of the Bulls? He means every word of it, James.
Fannie?
The Brett Summers Klugman story, The Battle of the Sexes.
Okay.
Charles.
And Charles.
I don't think we should ever forget. The Battle of Gettysburg.
That's terrible.
Now, wait a minute. You can't boo the Battle of Gettysburg. I won't
No, that's
allow
why
that. Just stop
The
that.
musical 1776.
They got Gettysburg, the Bulls, and the
You couldn't
Sexes.
boo
Do you
it.
want one of those? Maybe you got a better answer.
No, I learned my lesson. I'm going with Richard. Battle of the Bulls.
Battle of the Bulls. Well, Johnny, I hate to tell you about this. He's not wrong very often, but this time he's wrong.
Oh, am I? Don't say that.
I have no idea. I don't see these things before they happen. Charles, you're standing up. You're ready for your answer. You think it's going to be right up here. All right. Let's reveal the Battle of Gettysburg so Charles can sit down. Go, Earl. Waterloo.
I could make a motion with my hand, but I'm saluting.
All right.
Waterloo.
Here we go. We're looking for the Battle of the Bulls. Maybe we see the $250 number. Well, remember what did I tell you?
He's not wrong.
I still have
I'm gonna
faith.
kiss him.
You still think you're going to kiss him? All right. She's looking for the Battle of the Bulls so she can give a kiss to Richard. May we see it, please? Congratulations. Now, you picked up another $500. You got $950. But the most $950 is what you got. But right now you're going to play for 10 times the amount you just won, or $5,000. Whom do you call on for an assist here?
Richard.
Okay. All right, get your ESP flowing over to Richard, and let's see how you do with it now. $5,000 is the net worth of this one. Blank building. Blank building. B-U-I-L-D-I-N-G. Blank building. Johnny, we ask you to give us an answer which you think will match his and collect the $5,000. Blank building.
I can't think of anything but Empire State.
The audience thinks you've chosen the correct one. I would say that's about the most famous building in the world, isn't it? I suppose there are other answers to this, but if I were playing, I'd do the same thing. We'll find out now if Richard thought of the same thing. May we see it, please?
That's a double-worded answer, and I was just thinking of the...
One word.
Well, no, two.
Two words.
You got $5,950.
So while we celebrate her victory, got these messages just for you. Hello. Now let's all welcome Diane Kelber. Now, Diane, before we ask you where you're from and all that, we'd like to focus on Charles Nelson Reilly there for a moment and just find out what are you doing, Charles?
Well, I didn't know it was noticeable.
What?
I'm just reading a very moving letter from a 5-year-old child to the editor in the paper.
What's it saying?
It says, "Dear editor, why has my mommy and daddy and all of America forgotten the Battle of Gettysburg?" Very moving letter.
Okay, thanks, Charles.
I never got a bicentennial minute. This was it.
I didn't either. Okay, Diane, please tell us where you're from.
I'm from Upland, California.
Yep.
And I work for a local government firm where I'm an analyst.
Yep.
And I'm married and I have one child.
Well, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Are you ready to play?
I sure am.
Good, here we go. Boing. A or B, Diane?
B, please.
B it is for Diane. B for Diane, right? Chief Prancing Deer is a very strange Indian. I'm going to tell you how strange he is. Just shut up and be patient. Before he scalps you, he blanks your hair. Chief Prancing Deer is a very strange Indian. Before he scalps you, he blanks your hair. Okay? Here we go. Diane Kelber. Chief Prancing Deer is a very strange Indian. Before he scalps you, he blanks your hair.
He washes it.
He washes your hair? I'm going to scalp you.
Well, this poor child, I grew up on an Indian reservation in South Dakota.
That's right, you did.
And the Indians, they were clean, but even more interested, they were more interested, rather than being clean, they were more interested in their appearance. They would curl the hair.
Oh. Curl first and scalp later. We got the message.
You obviously have a group of pale faces.
Right.
Yeah. Don't boo the Indians. They'll go on the warpath.
That's right.
Right.
Isn't that cute?
Oh, that
Somebody
is.
sent that to
Oh,
me.
look
It's
at
a
that.
It's me.
And that looks like you, too.
And is that terrific?
Yeah, that's very well done.
And she has a whole wardrobe.
Oh.
A little girl called, I wish she could write better, Sharon Carlton.
Look at her address. Did you notice the address? Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Well, wash was a nice answer. Just keep crying. But I said sets or styles.
Sets or styles does not match wash, Charles.
It don't?
No, it don't.
Oh, okay.
I chose teases.
Teases.
Cute.
Oh, I've got my answer. What do you say, Patty?
Before you do that, you gotta wash your hair.
One for Diane. What did this Indian do, Richard?
Well, in the salon business, we say shampoos.
Shampoo. Right? Yes. Shampoo. It's two for her.
The bottom line.
Very good for the
We're
bottom
the
row.
champs.
What was your answer?
Blow
James?
dry.
Oh,
You
blow
know.
dry.
And sets and all that. Okay,
That's
here
why
we go.
he's
Ready,
in.
John? Johnny? Now. Hey, you know what?
What?
The warden's son said, he says, my father, the warden, is mean. They've improved quite a bit, you know that? I tell you how mean my father is. Yesterday, just to make an example, he took my teddy bear and blanked him. That's how mean my father, the warden, is. Oh, she does look better, I must say.
Yes, she does.
It really does. It's agreeing
It's
with
all
whatever
that
she's
bloody
doing.
sleep I've been getting.
Okay, here we go. Ready, Charles? Wait, he's still writing.
Oh!
Okay, here we go. The warden's son says, my father, the warden, is mean. Now, yesterday, just to make an example, he took my teddy bear and he blanked him.
Executed.
Ill-executed?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute, Johnny.
Well, that's the best of both worlds.
That's right. She said ill-executed. And we'll leave it up to the judge to figure out what is going to match and what is ill-executed. Boy, she's covering all bases here. What do you say?
Well, something so violent, you see,
Yes.
and all this talk about the family hour and television, and electrocuted did occur to me, but I went the other way and spanked. Spanked. Just a moment. I will be on television when these people who say electrocuted are no more.
Right.
You see, with my spanks.
Thank you for playing the wheel game.
I didn't mind the answer wasn't too bad. It's just the explanation was boring.
Well,
What do you say?
I said it took a little minute for me to get it, but I finally made it.
Electrocuted. Electrocuted. What do you say, Charles?
Could I put the blue dress on the doll now, Annie Brett?
Yeah.
Electrocuted.
Okay. How did you guess him? He just to make an example, he took my teddy bear and he blanked him.
Electrocuted.
Electrocuted. There you go. You, sir.
Electrocuted.
Electrocuted. Now watch. Here we go. Shazam.
I don't believe it.
Exactly.
That's either Kleenex
Wait a
or
minute.
electrocuted.
Electrocuted. Now wait a minute.
That is exact match.
He says electrocuted.
Fantastic.
Electrocuted. You are cute. I think we ought to give this to her as a souvenir card for an exact match. So there we are at the end of round one. Score is 5-3. Got a couple of pretty good game players here. Let's see how it ends after this. All right. Here we go. Final round. And now, Diane, you may have A or B.
B again, please.
B again. Now,
We don't play
the lower tier, the superior bunch, does not play. This is only for the dummies up on top there. I'm only kidding there. Oh, it's all right. There's a little touch of humor there.
Oh, okay.
Dumb Dora so dumb.
How dumb is she?
Dumb Dora so dumb she thinks toothpaste is for people with blank teeth. She thinks toothpaste is for people with blank teeth.
See this? You know what this means?
Yeah, that means you're smart.
Right.
You understand.
Right.
You understand. Okay. Diane Kelper. Diane, Dumb Dora is so dumb, she thinks toothpaste is for people with blank teeth.
False teeth.
I guess I was wrong.
Oh, terrific.
Wet you, tiny
I thought I was on the verge of a great comeback.
Yeah.
But I have loose teeth.
I think that's the right answer.
You do?
Yeah. I would have said loose teeth if I were playing, because I accented toothpaste, you see,
gonna have to
Diane.
move him down here.
And that's why he said loose. He got the
right.
point there. What do you say?
It's the first applause I've heard this day.
You know when I went like that?
Yeah.
I thought I had it. I said lose too. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Now, that means Johnny Beatleman wins the game. There you go. Congratulations one more time, Johnny. You're now past $6,000, and we're going to say goodbye to Diane. Many lovely gifts will be coming your way. It was a pleasure meeting Diane Kelper, ladies and gentlemen. There she goes. Well, here you are. You're an old hand at this, aren't you?
I don't know by now.
Listen, you're over 6,000. Now let's see how you do with this one. We polled a recent studio audience, Johnny. We got their best response to this. Dennis Blank. Remember, it's $500 for the most frequently given answer. $250 if you match the second most popular one, and $100 for the third. And let's see what kind of help you'll get from our celebrities here.
Charles.
What do you say, Charles?
Notice the hush I command from an audience. It's very moving. Oh, don't turn on me. Dennis the Menace.
Okay.
Richard.
Richard, what is yours?
Well, a fellow MC who's a nice man, Dennis James.
Dennis James.
Patty.
Patty.
Dennis Day.
Dennis Day. All right. You may have Dennis Day, Dennis the Menace, or Dennis James.
Dennis the Menace.
Dennis the Menace. Well, let's see if we got a comic strip character up there anywhere. We'll begin down at the bottom and reveal the $100 number. Dennis Weaver. That's a comic strip character, isn't it? No, we want Dennis the Menace. May we see the $250 number? Dennis Day. That was Patty's answer. Last chance for Dennis the Menace. Here we go. So there you are. Now, Johnny, you got $6,550. And you're going to play, remember, for 10 times that amount or $5,000. And you've got to match one celebrity exactly in order to collect.
I'm on my vibes with Richard.
Okay, Richard.
Of course, I gave her Dennis James.
Yeah, naturally. She gave him back. Ready? Here we go. You got your ESP? You think the vibes are really going? Okay. She's vibing. Fan blank. That's F-A-N blank. Fan blank. Well, he didn't take any time at all to make up his mind on that one. What do you say to that, to match him? Fan blank.
Dancer.
Fan dancer. You're older than you look, my dear. If you remember Sally Rand, the fan dancer. And I guess I must be, too. What do you say to that, Richard?
Well, there were several. I never thought of that one, Don. Fan club or fan mail?
Fan club or fan mail. They were good. Now, Johnny, you're up to $6,550, and you're going to meet another player later after we do a little business with America. Hello, and goodbye. You were splendid. Join us next time on Match Game 76. Goodbye.
Get ready to match the stars. Bob Barker, Brett Summer, Charles Nelson Reilly, Hattie Duke Astin, Richard Dawson, and Fannie Flagg as we play the star-studded Big Money Match Game 76. And now here's the star of Match Game 76, Gene Rivers.
Johnny O, how are you? Good. Thank you for joining us. Got a bunch of wild people for you over here. Oh, I like that. Very gay and colorful up there, isn't it? Yes. Are you all right?
Like the shirt?
Yes, I do.
I got it with trading stamps.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, to cover all bases, Price is Right, and Captains of Kings, and...
Candid Camera.
Candid Camera, Family Fudd. What are you selling?
I told you I took over at Dickie's old job as manager at Newberry's.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And you? You've retired, right?
I'm semi-retired, yes.
I see. Yes, he's semi-retired. So, now let's say hello to our two players, Johnny Beetleman and Janet Higgs. Ladies. Now, this lady's our current champ. She's got a big bundle of money. She's won $6,550. Good for you. Have you been thinking it over in your head and figuring out how you're going to spend that money?
Oh, I knew that before I came on the show.
What are you going to do with it?
I'm going to have an elevated lift built outside of my house for my son.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that's a nifty thing that you won that amount of money. Yeah. Well, that'll more than cover it, though, won't it?
Yes.
You'll have a little fun money left
Yes.
over. Now, this lady, Janet Higgs, here, is we're meeting her for the first time, and we want to find out a little bit about her, if you would, please, ma'am.
Well, I'm a flight attendant. I'm based in Washington, D.C. I live in Front Royal, Virginia, along the Shenandoah River, and I just love Virginia.
Yeah, Front Royal.
Yeah.
I was there once.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's a very pretty part of the state, and it's a darling little town, and you're a darling little girl.
Thank you.
You ready to play?
I am.
Okay, follow me. No, let's start this game right after we do a little business with America. Come right back. I'll see how it goes. Shall we begin? All right. Bing. There it is, round one. Janet, you may have a choice of A or B.
I have to take A for Andy.
A for Andy.
Uh-huh.
Who's Andy?
He's a friend of mine.
Oh.
How close a friend.
She's got a friend named Andy. Here we go. One matador said to the other, "Oh, that bull adds insult to injury. Yesterday, after the bull knocked Ricardo down, it blanked his face." After the bull knocked Ricardo down, it blanked his face. Now listen.
Oh, I got it.
Okay. All right. You're allowed to change. Everybody ready?
Yes.
Okay,
Not
Bob
quite.
is just changing his answer, and we'll go over to Janet Higgs. One matador said to the other, "That bull adds insult to injury. Yesterday, after the bull knocked Ricardo down, it blanked his face."
He sat on his face.
Sat on his face. That would hurt, wouldn't it? What'd you say?
We can't start yet. You haven't shown us the first item up for bids.
Oh, no. That's something else.
I'm stalling. I don't want to show you this.
You don't. You got a rotten one now.
Well, no, a pretty little girl like this, I'd love to have made a match. It's not rotten. It's stomped.
Oh, Stomp is good.
Stomp is
That's a good answer. Doesn't match hers. What do you say?
You all
She's looking for
made
sitting
fun.
bull is what she's looking for.
And she's got one. Sayat.
Sayat. There's one for her.
I said stepped on.
Stepped on his face.
Which
No
I
match
thought
there.
was adorable.
Janet Higgs said the bull sat on his face.
No,
What?
he didn't. He licked his
He licked his face. Ferdinand, Ferdinand. What do you say?
Licked.
He licked his face. There's a song about that. The bull with a delicate ego. What do you say, Fannie?
I say it's hard to play this game when you've just had the lead on Death Valley Days. I thought of something gentle. I said he gored his face.
A sanguinary answer if I've ever heard one. Okay, Johnny, here we go. President Ford went to Jimmy Carter and offered to help out the new administration in any way. And Carter said, "Thank you, Jerry. I hereby appoint you ambassador to blank land."
Got it.
Thank you.
Got it.
And I hereby appoint you
I love my
ambassador
answer and I haven't
to
even
blank
finished
land. I didn't see it. Surprise me. Don't tell
I
me.
don't think that's exactly what we call a
That's okay.
accurate imitation of
It's
Mr.
okay.
Carter.
Did you knit that sweater? It's beautiful.
No, I just shrunk it.
Oh. You got such big shoulders.
It's
Huh?
Johnson.
Hey, Johnny. President Ford went to Jimmy Carter, offered to help out the new administration in any way. And Mr. Carter said, "Thank you, Jerry. I hereby appoint you ambassador to blank land."
Watergate.
What?
Watergate.
I think you missed the point of the whole thing there. Watergate land, she said. What do you say, Bob?
What did she say?
She said Watergate land.
Watergate land?
Yeah, she kind of drew a blank on it.
I'm in a happier mood than she. I said Disneyland.
Disneyland. What do you say there?
Charles says his answer is cuter and more inventive than mine. We'll let the audience be the judge. Keep that in mind when his answer. I also said Disneyland.
Disneyland seems to be the definitive answer, but yours may be cuter and less definitive. Leave him alone.
Peanut Land.
Peanut Land.
Brett, I am overwhelmed. I want to thank America. I am so overwhelmed by that brilliant reception.
What happened
get around
was
to each and every one of
they
you.
turned on Brett, is what happened.
Well, sure.
Says, thanks, Jerry. I hereby appoint you ambassador to
Disneyland.
Disneyland. And Richard.
Yeah, Disney.
Disney seems to be the answer.
Does it?
Does it Disney?
Unfortunately.
Disney doesn't. Okay, there we are. Round one, 1-0 favorite Janet. Round two coming up right after this. Here we go. Round two coming up. A or B, Janet?
A again, please.
A it is. For Andrew. Is Andrew his full name? We call him Andy, don't we? Brett, you lay out. You match her in the first round. St. Peter said.
Now we're going to get letters.
Yes. Don't write, Pete. St. Peter said, I just had a dream that Colonel Sanders came to heaven. It was terrible. We gave him his wings and he blanked them. Oh, I love this question. Oh, this is a good one.
Let's look at
a boy. You got it.
All right.
Very good.
What's he trying to say, Andy?
I just had a dream that Colonel Sanders...
I know what it says.
Oh, all right.
I love you anyway. Try to come back in the spring. It's so pretty up here then.
Okay, I
I love Charles sometimes, but only sometimes.
Okay. Now, Patty, put it in the slot there. We come to Janet Higgs.
Charles hasn't finished.
All right.
Oh, dear.
I just had a dream that Colonel Sanders came to heaven. It was terrible. We gave him his wings and he blanked them.
Fried them.
Fried them is her answer. Fried.
Fried is her answer. Before I show my answer, do you watch Price is Right back in Front Royal?
Sure do.
Do you think there is a marvelous MC doing that show?
Sure do.
My answer is fried.
He's a marvelous MC and he's fried. What do you say?
I say let's meet later because I don't play sweetness.
Oh, you don't play then. That's what happens when you're fried. What do you say?
It's pathetic. I said cooked, fried, or barbecued.
Cooked, fried, or barbecued. Okay. You have your choice there. Janet, you're up to 3. Patty, St. Peter said it was terrible. We gave him his wings and he fried them.
He fried them extra crunchy.
Fried them extra crunchy. 4 for her. Richard?
Well, in spite of this devil named Andy who's stolen Janet from us,
Right.
he said fried.
Right.
Fried Fannie?
Yes.
Fried Fannie.
Fried Fannie.
Fannie fried.
I say we go down the ridge.
Got them all. You gotta go to work now.
Yes.
Johnny, you blew it the first time, but this time, let's see what happens. You gotta match all 6 celebrities to stay in the game. At the restaurant, Henry said, "Waiter, what's this fly doing in my alphabet soup?" And the waiter said, "He's blanking it."
Oh, I got it, and it's adorable. Watch her look over here.
What's a fly doing in my alphabet soup?
Oh, alphabet.
Alphabet soup. Now you got it.
Adorable.
Okay.
Adorable, an adorable question.
Well, now,
Sometimes they're so dumb over there. Okay. At the restaurant, Henry said, "Waiter, what's this fly doing in my alphabet soup?" And the waiter said, "He's blanking it."
Drinking it.
Sometimes they're so dumb over here, too.
can't think.
Why, what's this fly doing in my alphabet soup?
I know.
Okay. Now you got to match everybody to stay in the game. The first miss, and Janet will be the winner.
And what was her answer again? I could not hear.
Drinking it.
Drinking it?
Yes.
Well, I thought that since it was alphabet soup, perhaps he was reading.
That's the answer. And Janet switched the game from the game. There's that reading. Everybody else is reading there. Fannie, congratulations. Okay. You can hang around there for a minute. Johnny Beetleman is leaving here with a bundle of money. She's won a total of $6,550. Congratulations to you, Johnny. Goodbye. And good luck to you. There it is. A grand opportunity for you, too, to walk out of here with a bundle. All you got to do is get some ESP going with your celebrities over here. Let's begin. We polled a recent studio audience, Janet. We got their best response to this. Blank nation. And the answer that bunch gave most often is worth $500 to you if you match it. Now, if you hook up with their second most popular answer, you get $250 and then $100 for their third most popular answer. And you can get some help here from our celebrities.
Darling, is it nation or nations? Because it changes things.
Nation.
Singular.
Yes, no S on it. Nation. Blank nation.
Brett?
Brett? Yeah.
Come on, baby. The camera and the lights are right on you.
But I have so many choices. I can only think of one. The only one I can think of is Carrie Nation.
Yeah, because it's on my card, and I'm sick of it.
I couldn't read that. Could anybody read that writing?
No, you wouldn't steal an answer for $1 million.
Depended on it.
Carrie Nation, you got one. Whom do you call on next?
Richard?
Face the Nation.
What?
Face the Nation. Television show.
Face the
It's
Nation.
on every Sunday.
Right.
Face
I don't understand.
the Nation.
You English talk so funny.
Well, I'm from the south of England.
Fannie.
Take me back to Brighton. What was that? What was
I
that?
dropped the setting out of my ring again.
All right, Fannie, you're on.
A movie that I first became familiar with Brett's acting, Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation, starring Brett Summers. Okay, you've got Birth of a Nation, Face the Nation, and Carrie Nation. Now, you may choose one of those, or if you have a better idea, you can give us that.
I'm going to go with United Nation.
No, it's
You know,
United Nations.
It's
you know
plural.
Brett made a point of asking, is there an S on it? And we all looked at it and said no, and it's United Nations. Okay, you want to go with it anyway?
Damnation. You could have chosen.
What?
Damnation.
Carnation.
Damnation, Carnation, yes. So we want United Nation. She's on her own choice. Let's see if it's under the $100 response. Face the Nation. There's Richard's answer.
The one that got silence.
All right, let's see if you got a United Nations under the $250 response. Carrie Nation. There's Brett's answer. So far, we got 2 out of the 3. Now, may we see the $500 number? Well, kid's pretty smart, isn't she?
Woo! She knows her audience better than we do.
Well, I thought she was going to be wrong. I thought she blew it.
What was
she
her
fooled us
wino
all.
convention when they asked that?
Yes.
All right. Well, you don't need me. Let's just give her the money and say to heck with her. What the heck?
Better go back to Andy.
Right. No, listen, we got to stop right now and do a little business with America, and then we'll carry on. Okay? Hurry right back.
United Carrie Face.
Janet Higgs now has $600. She just, on her own, chose an answer which we all thought would torpedo her, and it did not. She's done very well. She's going to play for 10 times that amount now, or $5,000. Now, remember, Janet, to collect that amount, you've got to match one of them exactly, and it's time to choose one now.
I'll go with Brett.
Okay, Brett.
She's a non-smoker now, so I'll go with her.
Okay. You think it's helped her brain a little, do you? Quitting the cigarettes? Okay, it's worth $5,000. Turn around and face me, if you would, please. Stand on the adhesive tape. That's it. Thank you. All right. Good luck to you. Get your ESP going to the Wicked Witch of the North up there now. Here it is. Deadly blank. Deadly blank.
How much time do I have?
Another hour. Okay. She's finished. Time for you to give us an answer which you think will match hers. Think carefully now. If you do it, you'll be $5,000 richer. Deadly
Silence.
silence. Okay. Let's turn her around now and ask Brett what she's got.
I said deadly weapon.
Deadly weapon.
I thought of deadly poison, deadly, and then I finally thought...
Deadly poison was another one. What would you say, audience?
But deadly silence is...
Poison, most of them, and weapon. Okay.
But silence
well, Janet,
is good.
you started out great. You've still got a lot of money. You got $600 in money in bag. You're going to meet another player. Here comes Lynn Travis. Great. Lynn Travis. Not know her anywhere. All right, get up there back on the merry-go-round. You two know each other, right?
Hi, how are you?
All right, Lynn, welcome.
How are you?
I'm
Glad to be
okay.
here.
Are you all right?
Just wonderful.
That's good. Now, tell us where you're from and all that.
Well, I'm from South Pasadena, and I'm a freelance cartoonist, and I do commercial art, and that's about it, and I'm glad to be here.
You enjoy your work?
I love it.
Good.
It's a lot of fun.
You get a chance to watch this while you're doing your cartooning?
I watch it every day.
Good for you. All right, sir. Bing. Bing. There it is.
Let's try B.
B. Lynn Travis wants B. Ugly Edna asked for directions and was told to follow her nose. Instead of going straight ahead, Ugly Edna blanked. She asked for directions, was told to follow her nose. Instead of going straight ahead, Ugly Edna blanked. Well, it's anything in the past tense is what we're looking for there.
Yes, I know. It's ugly, Edna.
Once more.
Oh, I get it. Oh, it took a minute.
All right. How is it working with the two resident retardees?
May I suggest you give her a cigarette? She's easier to get along with.
All right. We'll slowly wend our way over here. Lynn, we'll just chat here for a second or two. You do pen and ink stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Black and white?
Black and white.
Any color stuff?
Green, red, yellow, blue, anything
Really?
else?
Yes.
Mhm.
Interesting work, is it? Like a little sketch for us while we're waiting? Oh, ready. Here. No time. Ugly Edna asked for directions, was told to follow her nose. Instead of going straight ahead, Ugly Edna blanked.
Tripped.
She tripped.
Tripped.
She tripped.
Tripped.
It's a borderline answer.
Before I show my answer, I'd like to have the pages clear the audience out of the studio. I said hooked, turned.
Hooked or turned? Yeah, she had a peculiar shaped nose.
She
That's
had
an
a
acceptable
hooked
answer.
nose. Thank you.
Now you're not gonna hate this as much as you thought you were. As a matter of fact, you might be a little crazy about it.
I doubt that.
15 days without a cigarette. She went crookedly, because she had such a...
Had a crook in her nose?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't bore her. She's a non-smoker now, and
was
it's
so
very
nice
difficult.
to you yesterday.
She went backwards and followed her blank.
Oh.
Is that adorable?
That's adorable, but not a winner for Lynn. He said tripped.
I said she made a U-turn.
Made a U-turn is good. Another good one.
Oh, they liked it.
Showstop.
Ugly Edna, right.
Follow her nose.
Follow her nose.
So she went up.
Oh, I see.
Got to be there.
That's snooty, Edna.
Yeah,
thank
that's cute little turned up nose there. Hello, Fannie.
Well, Edna's nose went this way, so she went to the right.
I see. Someone gave her a belt in the mouth one time. So there you are, Lynn. Your first round question, your baptism by fire, and round one will continue after a little business with America here. You were kind to join us today. Hope you'll join us next time for Match Game 76. Gene Rayburn here. Goodbye.
This is Johnny Olson speaking for Match Game 76. a Mark Brooks and Bill Trotman production. This program was edited for broadcast. Get ready to match the stars. Bob Barker, Brett Somers, Charles Nelson Reilly, Hattie Duke Astin, Richard Dawson, and Fannie Flagg as we play the star-studded big money match game 76. And now here's the star of match game 76, Gene Rivers.
Are you ready to have a go at it? Yeah. Okay. We've got all the witty and bright and funny and humorous people here. And hello, darling. Let's say hello to our two players, Janet Higgs and Lynn Dravis. This lady has won one game. She has $600 to her credit. And she's being challenged by Lynn Dravis, who's had his first round question. And as you know, Lynn, the first ones are a little tough. And you're going to have a difficult one coming up in a moment or so. But right now, we've got this coming up especially for you. This is easy.
No matter who's dealing the cards.
Brand new deck of cards.
The Sharks are in it to win it.
Lower than a 10, a 3.
Higher!
Higher than the dude! Welcome to Card Sharks. Card Sharks. Card Sharks.
Card Sharks, tonight at 9:30 on Buzzer.
Now I will push the button with my magic finger and reveal the other first round question for Janet Higgs. And here it is. Everybody plays. At the French restaurant, the waiter said to Harry, you like this stew? It is a crème de la crème. Harry said, crème de la crème, it tastes more like blank de la blank. You like that one, huh? All right, I'll give you a bowl of stew later. There it is.
Soup?
And
Stew.
the restaurant the waiter said
You
to
like
Harry, you
the
like
stew. It is called la crème de la crème. Harry said, crème de la crème tastes more like blanc de la blanc. Stew, you see.
Blank de la blank.
Something
Yeah,
like beef bourguignon. Very good. Oh, such a smart girl. Oh.
There's a wonderful answer for it, but I suppose there's no
Don't
reason
you
to
dare.
say it.
No.
Now, how are these?
A gentleman would not say such a thing.
I just sat in the sun one day. It turned this color. I don't know.
Dark? Oh, I have
Okay,
to write
who's got the
something.
question? Here it is. Now write something. We can't wait all day.
Wait a minute. Okay.
All right.
What is that?
Okay.
Have you finished?
Wait a second.
All right, I'll wait. Listen, while I'm waiting, I just want to tell you, I was in London recently, and I saw Albert Finney do Hamlet, and it was very interesting. What did he say? It's very interesting. Hello, Janet. Oh, ready. At the French restaurant, the waiter said to Harry, "You like this stew? It is a crème de la crème." And Harry said, "Crème de la crème? It tastes more like blanc de la blanc."
Doo-doo. De la doo-doo.
And the waiter said, he says, "I know that song too. Do-do-a-do-da." What do you say to that?
I say this is one of my less inspired answers. Sol de la shoe.
Sol de la shoe.
Oh, I think that's wonderful.
I like that. What do you say?
I say, do-do-la-do.
She said that. Wow. Hello, Charles.
I said it's stupid answer. Junk de la junk.
Junk de la junk, yeah. Hey, do a blanc de la blanc.
No, it's a choice I made. It wasn't a blank. It was
Yes,
a four-letter
It
word.
was dumb de la dumb is what it was.
Wasn't the good four-letter word I
Betty.
wanted.
Horse on the hoof.
Horse on the hoof. Short buzz there, Richard.
Cat de la cat.
Cat de la cat. Yes, ma'am. Fannie?
Slup de la slup.
What did she say?
So there we are. Round one scores 1-0 favor the champ. Now we go to round two here and ask Lynn Dravis to make a selection.
Let's try B again.
You want B again?
B again.
Okay. Everybody plays.
See again.
Fonzie said, he said, hey, last night I went out with the Caruso twins, and they are weird. I said, hey. I said, hey. And the two of them blanked my thumbs. Got the idea? I said, hey. And the two of them blanked my thumbs. You seen the Fonz answer?
Yeah.
It's not the Fonz.
These are, is it?
The acting is so overpowering, I don't know what the question is.
Herbert Berghoff will be proud of me. Fonzie says, hey, last night I went out with the Caruso twins, and are they weird?
See, they're Italian, right? The Caruso twins.
And it doesn't make any difference.
Oh.
They
could be the Smith
Shut
twins.
up! He asked me to read it again. Let me read it again.
Stop
This should be a shadow picture with a spotlight. It would be great
I
against the
said,
wall.
hey. And the two of them blanked my thumbs.
Thank you.
I'm up
I
in the
quit.
Caruso
I
sisters.
quit.
Wait, we're going to get letters. They are
I
weird.
quit.
I say,
Nada. Hey.
Is there a
Blank.
man in the house?
We're going to start without you.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. Lynn. Fonzie says, hey, last night I went out with the Caruso twins, and are they weird? I said, hey. And the two of them blanked my thumbs.
Broke my thumbs.
Broke my thumbs is a good answer. He was paying attention anyway. How about you there?
I'm beginning to think Sol de la shoe was a better answer than I thought. Bit my thumb.
Bit my thumbs is very good.
Bit my thumb.
I like that one. What do you say?
That is a good answer. It's terrific. I was trying to think of something clever, and all I could come up with was bited.
Bited is good?
It's past tense of bit.
Yes, of course. Very good.
Bit.
Bit. Bit is good. Broke is also good. I don't know what I would have said. Hello, Patty. I said, and a toot and blank my thumbs. What do you say to that?
We just jumped on the thumbs.
That's all? Jumped on the thumbs. Probably broke them. Come on, for Lynn. Very good. What do you say?
Bit.
Bit. All right. He looked for broke and didn't get it. Well, he got one. So the score in the middle of round 2 is 1-1. When we get back from this commercial, you'll have to match 1 to win the game. So come back and see how this game turns out. All right. Round 2, final round. Last question of the final round. Janet, all you have to do is match 1 celebrity and you will have won your second game. Mrs. Olson said to Carol, the reason why your coffee keeps you hopping is because it's half coffee beans and half blank beans. That's what Mrs. Olson said. The reason why your coffee keeps you hopping is because it's half coffee beans and half blank beans.
Don't tell me, hon. I don't play.
Okay. Who else don't play? You're the only one who don't play.
I was smart.
All right. Good.
Not bad.
Ready, Janet. Mrs. Olson said to Carol, the reason why your coffee keeps you hopping is because it's half coffee beans and half blank beans.
Half jumping beans.
She said half yumping beans.
Where do you suppose Andy is right now?
Watching television.
I hope he is. I hope he sees jumping.
Jumping beans today! What the rest do you have there? Okay, come on down. Congratulations. You won another game. Stand right there now. We say goodbye to Lynn Dravis. Pleasure to meet you, Lynn.
Good time.
A lot of gifts for you.
Bye, Janet.
Going to send you a 12-year supply of pantyhose.
Thank
so
you.
long, Lynn.
Oh, you were wonderful.
There he goes. So now you got $700 even. You can have another go at the big money super match here. We polled a recent studio audience, Janet, and we got their best response to this. Hit blank. Remember, it's $500 if you match the answer they gave most frequently. Their second most popular answer will get you $250 if you match that one. And then the third will get you $100. And you can get some help from our celebrities.
Charles?
A show I used to listen to when I was a kid 3 years ago, the Hit Parade.
Okay.
Bob?
Hit record.
Hit record, okay.
And Brett?
I have 2. Now, wait a minute. Do you think that or that?
What about hitting?
Hit and run.
Hit and run. Hit and run, hit parade, and hit record are the 3. Again, remember, you did this once before. You can go on your own. It's entirely up to you.
Hit parade.
Hit parade is what she wants. That's Charles' answer. Let's find out if we got a little hit parade up there. Let's begin down at the bottom. And we will reveal the $100 response. You got it right off the bat. Congratulations. Another $100 for you. You got $800.
You too.
Let's see what we got another $250 number. Hitman.
That was my other choice.
You had that one?
Hitman.
All right.
Hit the deck.
Hit the deck. That's a good one. Let's see what we got on the $500 number. Hit and run. That was Brett's answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you're going to play for 10 times that amount or $1,000. But remember, we'll give you the money if you match one celebrity.
Richard.
Okay.
Hit and run.
Hit and run. Okay. Stand on the tape and face me. And, Richard, here it is, worth $1,000, and it goes like this. Gone blank. That's G-O-N-E blank. Here we go. $1,000, remember. If you got your ESP going over to Richard, Gone
With the Wind.
with the Wind. Okay. Do she get the $1,000?
What's the sign they put on country stores?
Gone fishing.
Or with the wind.
Well, they put that one too. Congratulations, you now have $1,800. Very good. And while she's celebrating, we're going to spin a few messages for you. Pay attention, then hurry back. Here we go. Are you ready to greet another player? Would you welcome Nikki Brewer? How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for asking. Where are you from, Nikki?
I'm from Hurst, Texas.
Hurst, Texas. What part of the state's that in?
Well, it's right between Fort Worth and Dallas.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Yes.
And are you vacationing here? Or
Yes, visiting my sisters and my daughter.
How long are you going to hang around?
Well, as long as I'm winning.
Oh, I see.
I've been here since 1st of November.
Uh-huh.
Thereabouts.
I see. Anything else you want to tell us about Nikki Brewer?
Oh, yes. I drive a tractor. I play bridge.
Really?
And I have 2 marvelous grandsons.
We've been meaning to talk to you about that. Playing bridge while you're driving a tractor
That's
has
bad.
not been working. No, the corn is all plowed up and the cotton is all mixed up. It's turned into wool. You ready to play?
Yes.
All right, I'll push this button here and have you make a selection, A or B.
B for my 2 grandsons that are Brett and Byron.
What was that?
Brett and Byron.
You have a grandson named Brett?
I have 2 grandsons. One named Brett and one named Byron.
Okay. Grandson
It can
named
be of
Brett.
either sex.
Yes, B-R-E. Yes.
Turn around.
Yes.
You have a piece of cotton here.
Piece of cotton. Oh. Oh, yes, I do. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Neatness counts, yeah. Hey, I got a match game travel tip for you.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. When visiting the North Pole, never say muck-muck to an Eskimo.
Oh.
Why?
Because to an Eskimo, muck-muck means blank my harpoon. Aha.
Blank my harpoon.
Blank my harpoon. That's what muck-muck means. You know the show goes to Alaska?
Does it?
Yes, it does.
Do the Eskimos
That's right.
like it?
Oh, they love it.
Good.
Isn't it nice to see a lady with such beautiful gray hair? It's beautiful.
Yes, your hair is beautiful.
My
You
hair
ready?
could be that color.
We know, we know.
Your hair is that color.
Match game tip for you, Nikki. When visiting the North Pole, remember this now, never say muck-muck to an Eskimo because to an Eskimo, muck-muck means blank my harpoon.
Kiss my harpoon.
Kiss my harpoon. Kiss my harpoon.
Yes.
What? I think that's a very amusing answer, don't you?
I think it's a highly amusing answer, but I unfortunately didn't write it down. I wrote down what I thought made sense. Do you? Sit on.
Sit on my harpoon. Well, it's an interesting invitation, but I'll decline. What did you say to this?
I have what you call a really smart answer.
Okay.
Sit on my harpoon because it's smart. You see,
Oh,
you
it's
get
smart. Gotcha. Okay. Kiss my harpoon.
And now
is what
again
you-
from
That
the
woman out of
S&M
here.
tier, sit on.
Sit on my harpoon there. Well, Nikki, there you are.
So good.
I like your answer better than sit on my
I
harpoon.
did too, but I said
You
sit
said
on.
sit on too, eh? What do you say there, Richard? Save the lady.
Me and my harpoon kiss.
Kiss. Good old reliable Nathan. What do you say there, Fannie?
I said Glenn Campbell went to Alaska, and when he came back, he said, "Hi, I'm Glenn Campbell."
Hear it.
Oh, okay, there's a first round question for her. Janet, we've got one for you of equal difficulty. Now, you're too much, Fannie. Hey, the movie producer said, he says, I have to get a bigger couch. Today I'm auditioning blanks. I have to get a bigger couch. Today I'm auditioning
This
blanks.
is just a regular movie producer,
Regular
right?
movie producer.
Oh, a movie producer.
A movie producer.
So I have to get a bigger couch. Today I'm auditioning blanks.
Right.
Let's say
Blanks.
Blanks.
Right. There it is, Charles.
I have a...
Remember, first round ones are, you can, they're kind of wide open, and do anything that comes into your little minds.
I'm so glad you put an S on the end of mine.
Right. There you are, sir. That'll be $1.75 without the tax. Okay. Here we go.
One moment.
Ready?
One moment.
He's so dignified. One moment.
One moment, please. Yes.
Come on down.
I'm down.
There he is.
There we are.
Movie producer said I have to get a bigger couch today. I'm auditioning blanks.
Fat ladies.
Fat ladies. That's a perfectly good answer. Don't boo her. Perfectly good. Don't boo her. Don't you dare boo her. She's a sweet lady. What do you say? What?
Before who judges these? Is it Ira Scutch,
Ira
your
Scutch.
beloved producer?
Yes, he does.
We may have to call Mark Goodson on
Why?
this one. She said fat ladies. I said Kate Smiths.
Kate Smiths. Kate Smiths. Okay. Euphemism for fat ladies? What do you say there?
Get letters.
You know what I say? I hope he doesn't run into Kate Smith on the street, because she's going to belt him right in the mouth. This may be a match. I'm not sure. I said elephants.
No, that is not a match. Kate Smith certainly wouldn't think so. What do you say?
I went an adorable route.
I'll
where
bet
a
you
younger
did.
panelist would. I said sister acts.
Sister acts. Yes, there are two of them. Of course, you need a bigger
There could
couch
be
for
four.
that. Yes. All right. Or four. Right. Right.
I
All right.
loved it.
Patty Duke Astin. Move just said I have to get a bigger couch today. I'm auditioning.
Fat lady.
Fat ladies. Two for Janet. All right, Richard.
But today I'm auditioning twins.
Twins.
Would need.
You need a bigger couch for that,
That
too,
is mine.
right? Hello, Fannie.
Hi there. Well, you see, this producer was doing the movie of the opera, Turian Dot.
Yes, I remember that
You
one.
remember?
Turian Dot.
And
right.
Polka Dot, right.
Right.
So this may be a match. Opera singers?
Opera singers. No. Oh, it was a nice try, though, and we love you for it. Okay, so there we are at the end of round one. Score is 2-1 in favor of Janet. Round two coming up, but first... Here we go. No, we don't go nowhere. We don't have time to do another question. We'll look forward to seeing both of your pretty faces here next time, okay? All right, ladies, we're at the end of round one. You were just dandy. Everyone was just dandy. What's the name of that movie you just did?
Fire!
Fire.
Yes, it's Irwin Allen's. I'm doing a movie
Irwin
for
Allen.
Irwin. It's called Tooth Decay.
Irwin Allen is the producer. You know, he did
Yes,
all
it's
those crazy
terrific.
things. What are some of those others? Earthquake? And
Flood.
Flood, yes.
Flood. Temple.
Flood. He's doing the
Towering,
Bible little by little.
somebody-
Flood, fire, pestilence
Dancer
is his
who
next
played
one.
in
To the
death.
bottom of the sea.
That's right,
Heartbreak
yes.
of psoriasis.
Right, he did all those. All right, join us next time for another disaster here on CBS. Steve Raymond, goodbye.
This is Johnny Old speaking for Match Game 76, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. This program was edited for broadcast. Get ready to match the stars. Bob Barker, Brett Somers, Charles Nelson Reilly, Patty Duke Astin, Richard Dawson, and Fannie Flagg as we play the star-studded Big Money Match Game 76. And now, here's the star of Match Game 76, Gene Rivers.
day today? Good. Are they all right? Yes, you're all right. You did the smart thing by tuning in to watch all of these people. Starting already.
I told you to stay on the wagon.
Yeah, I am. I am.
Here, have a drink.
No, all right. Yes, I am a little thirsty.
Oh, that's the only thing in life I love.
All right. Now, my tongue is all straightened out. Let's welcome Janet Higgs and Nikki Brewer. Hello, ladies. This lady's our current champ. She's won a total of $1,800, right? Good for you, Janet. And she's being challenged here by Nikki. What's the score? Score is 2-1 in Janet's favor. And we're in the beginning of round 2. So, it's a tight game, and it could go either way. We'll see how it goes right after we see how this goes. Ready? Here we go. Second and final round. Nikki Brewer, it's up to you. You may have A or B.
B, please.
Okay. Ready. Everyone except Richard Dawson will please respond to this, because he matched in the first round.
It is ever thus.
Smokey the Bear's wife said, Smokey is mean. When my mother's shoes caught fire, Smokey put out the flames by blanking on her feet. That's what happened there. There it is. It's written black and white. That's exactly what happened.
Do you know I didn't even know Smokey the Bear was married? Much less mean. Well, I suppose that's what made him mean.
That's right, getting married.
Getting married.
You should know.
Look how cheerful I've been. Did you all see me when I was on with Jack on the Tonight Show?
Yes, you were very good. That's grand.
Gene.
Grand, that's fine.
Smokey the Bear's wife is a widow.
Oh, yes. Well, we're pretending that didn't happen.
Oh, all right.
All right. Okay.
Wait a
Brett.
minute.
No, I'm not going to wait for you, Brett. Nikki, are you ready? That's all that matters. If Nikki is ready, that's all that matters. Okay. Smokey the Bear's wife said, Smokey is mean. When my mother's shoes caught fire, Smokey put out the flames by blanking on her feet.
Tinkling on her feet.
All right. Hear what that lady said?
I am shocked. I
Yes.
had no idea she would say a thing like that. I
Yes.
really didn't. I wouldn't, but I would write it. I would write it.
Don't say the word, though. Don't say it. What do you say?
I said rang in his bell.
Uh-huh.
Or
Or-
a T, and I wouldn't even write it. I just put a T with a
I see.
dash.
Okay. Ding dong. Another tinkle. Charles.
To avoid both of those, I said wedding.
Wedding. That'll do it again. The shoes caught fire. Smokey put out the flames by blanking on her feet.
Tinkle!
There it is. 5 for you. And we go over to Fannie.
I'm just an animal on Friday. Tinkling.
Oh, yes, you are. There you are. Now, you've got every celebrity matched up. That means you have to match the 4 you haven't matched and achieve a tie. That's the best you can do. All right, Brett, Charles, Richard, and Fannie, please. Judy said, Marvin is such a klutz. When he came to pick me up for the high school prom, he pinned the corsage on my blank. That's how klutzy he is.
It wasn't until just now that I realized you have a don't write sign up here. I have never been in this position before. It's
Oh, you
marvelous.
haven't?
Never.
Yes. Well, that's because you
I'm
matched
always
in the
right.
first round.
I know.
Yes. All right. Marvin is such a klutz. Did you hear all of that, Janet? He came to pick me up for the high school prom. He pinned the corsage on my blank. Okay. These two are ready?
Who's
She's
ready?
Fannie and Richard are ready. And so are you. And Charles, start writing, if you please.
There now.
Okay? Charles is writing something. He has written. Okay, Janet. Judy said Marvin is such a klutz. When he came to pick me up for the high school prom, he pinned the corsage on my blank.
On my bosom?
On my bosom. Okay, she said on my bosom. You don't play, but you do. Got to match everybody now, Janet.
Just to match everybody?
Everybody to achieve a tie and stay in the game, looking for a bosom.
Listen, I feel terrible because, you know, people, when I was growing up, people did pin their little corsages right there.
Yeah.
I said backside as opposed to my front side, and I'm sorry.
All right, so that means Nicky Brewer wins again. What'd you have there, Charles? Okay. Got them all at once. All right, here you are. Congratulations. Get right back to you now. Don't go away. All right? Janet, you'll be leaving. Well, I'm glad you had a good time. You got some money and some gifts, and thanks very much. Janet Higgs, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see spinning off. We'll spin these messages just for you. Come back now. Here we are. And ready to carry on with Nicky Brewer. Ready?
Ready.
Okay, take a deep breath. You can win a lot of money here now, Nicky. We polled a recent studio audience, my dear, and we got their best response to this. Well, it's AU, and it's O, right? O blank. You know what that means, don't you? Okay. Now, the answer that audience gave most frequently will get you $500 if you match them. $250 for their second most popular answer, and if you match the bottom one, you get $100. Which celebrities, 3 of the 6, do you want to call on for a little help?
Richard.
Au revoir. Au revoir. There's one.
How about Charles?
How about Charles?
Yeah, when you go in those fancy restaurants,
yeah,
and you have the meat and you have like a gravy, they call it au juice.
Okay.
Au juice.
Right. Au juice. Right.
How about Brett?
How about Brett? That's what everybody's been saying. How about Brett?
I wonder what's happened to her. Appetit.
What?
Appetit. What do you have
It's
in
O.
mind?
It's A-U-O. O.
Appetit. What is that expression? Appetit.
It's a little person.
Yeah. Appetit.
Well, I haven't heard of that one. You'll have to...
Appetit.
Appetit? Okay, all right.
It has to be all petite something, though.
All right, so you got appetit, au juice, and... No, that's another language, another
it
country
isn't.
altogether. Au revoir. You want one of those 3, or have you got a better one in your own head?
Well, I'm not sure. I think I'll go with Richard.
Which one was his? Au revoir, okay.
Sensible one out of all of them.
Right.
Au juice is
No,
good.
juice, I think is going to be up there among the big ones. Let's begin down at the bottom. I'm very curious about this one. Let us all now look, and we'll reveal the $100 number. Au revoir, right off the bat. I thought that was going to be higher, didn't you? Hold on. What are you saying?
I said, stand up. We may be next.
No, you're not going to be next. Slide the $250 one, Earl. Oh, juice. That's Charles' answer. Oh, gratin. Oh, yes. Now you tell her. Where the hell were you when she needed you? Yeah. Oh, gratin, there it is.
And that with a little cheese is delicious.
Yeah, excellent. Now, Nicky, you've got the $100. You're going to play for 10 times that amount, or $1,000. And to collect, you're going to match one celebrity exactly. You have to choose one now.
Richard.
Okay, Richard, get ready.
Gratin.
You said it. Here we go. It's worth $1,000, and it's Sir Blank. S-I-R blank. Sir Blank. Now get your ESP going, Nicky Brewer, and give us the answer that Richard has already written on that card. We give you the $1,000. Sir
Galahad.
Sir Galahad. Galahad, he was the short one, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Is he the one who lusted after Guinevere?
He lusted after Peanuts.
Oh, I see, yes.
The other one lusted after Snoopy.
All right, that's... She said Sir Galahad will get the 1,000.
Either or.
Either Galahad or...
Sir Lancelot.
Sir Lancelot.
Yeah. Either one could have been.
Sir Lancelot. I always thought he launched a little, but you
Yeah.
never can tell about that. Some do a lot and some a little.
But
Listen,
seriously.
Nicky. But seriously, you have won the $200, and you're going to have another shot at another game. So let's welcome Barbara Golombaski. Hello, Barbara. Okay, Nicky, you two ladies know each other. Now, Barbara, we welcome you and ask you to tell us the Barbara Golombaski story.
All right. Well, I'm a 3rd and 4th grade teacher at Highlands Elementary in Saugus, California.
And there are your third, 4th graders. Their voices change early in Saugus, don't they?
And I'm presently finishing up my master's degree at California State University at Northridge in elementary education, specializing in reading improvement.
That's a good field. I bet those kids love you. Because we do. Good luck to you, Barbara.
Thank you.
Here we go. Round one coming up. Bing, there it is. You may have A or B.
All right, B.
B it is. Are you ready?
Yep.
Good. You're certainly an enthusiastic bunch. Sit up there now. All right, 1 out of 5.
You rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah. Wilma is the world's worst housewife. When her dishes get dirty, Wilma doesn't wash them, she blanks them.
For that I sat up.
All right, Wilma want.
No, read it yourself. I'm finished with you, Charles.
Wilma's the world's worst housewife. When the dishes get dirty, Wilma doesn't wash them.
She blanks them, love.
Thanks, awfully. That'll be $1.74.
Thank you.
Okay. Got change for 20. All right, now we're gonna go.
Charles isn't ready yet.
Yes, he is. He's writing something, so I can walk over here and talk to Barbara and start getting her response. Now he's ready. Wilma is the world's worst housewife. When her dishes get dirty, Wilma doesn't wash them, she blanks them.
Breaks them.
Breaks them. The yays mean that they think you gave the right answer. We're going to find out right now.
Well, this was an easy one for me, because I have been married, lo, these many years.
Yep.
I was born married. I know that Wilma breaks them.
Breaks the dishes. I think he's casting aspersions on you, Dorothy Joe. All right. Brett?
I don't wash anything. I throw it away or break it.
Yes, we live in a disposable society, unfortunately.
I got up to give the right answer, so don't rub me the wrong way.
All right. Okay. Anything you say, Butch. All right. Wilma doesn't wash those dishes. She breaks them, Patty.
My Wilma is very, very bad housekeeper. She licks them clean.
Licks them clean? That is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard of. How unsanitary.
I learned it from my 5 boys.
Yeah. And yes, Richard. What about
This
this
is a
one?
weird answer. Licks.
Licks. Well.
They won't even go down there.
Well.
They rub Charles the wrong way.
I'm not sure about this tier.
I'm not either.
I said breaks.
Breaks it is. 4 for you. Very unusual for first round question, right? All right, you'll go to work after we do a little business with America. Here it is. Ready? Here we go. Shall we carry on? Shall we carry on, Nikki?
Yes.
All right. Second half of round one, Nikki's question. Danny, the politician, said, "My opponent ran a smear campaign. During our debate, he smeared blank on me." Had a smear campaign. During our debate, he smeared blank on me.
Is this the second round?
First round. First rounder.
Yeah, well, that's
You may stray far afield if you wish.
Well, why does she... Oh, I see. I understand now.
It's Nikki's question.
Right, I understand that now, sweetheart.
Okay.
You don't understand about not smoking. All your concentration.
You should be much brighter because there's more oxygen in your brain if you're not smoking now.
Yeah, huh?
Well, we'll make an exception in your case. All right? I'll walk over here to Nikki Brewer. By the time I get here, Charles will have written. He did. Danny, the politician, said my opponent ran a smear campaign. During our debate, he smeared blank on me. What do you say to that, Nikki Brewer?
Mud.
Mud. Okay. She said mud.
She said mud.
Mud.
This may not be funny, but it is current. Peanut oil.
Peanut oil. Okay, Brett? Mud is what we want.
I've never gone for current. It's been one of my problems in life. I said something that's charming, a cocoa butter.
Cocoa butter. It's very medicinal and soothing. You can smear that on me anytime.
Don't knock it till you've tried it, folks.
That's right.
Wait, maybe the chick's got something, you know? Let's hear her out. This might not be funny, but it's current. Peanut oil.
Peanut oil. Okay. My opponent ran a smear campaign during our debate. He's
Gene,
smeared
Gene,
mud.
Charles Nelson Reilly rubs me the wrong way.
Well, I'm sorry. He smeared mud on me. What do you say to that, Patty?
This is neither current nor funny.
Butter. Oh. Don't knock it till you've tried it. What do you say?
I say there's a lot of the tomboy in Charles. I said margarine.
Margarine! Well, that's the... sure, of course.
Certainly.
Fewer cholesterol.
Tango in Plains. Peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Oh,
Peanut
I don't
butter.
believe you said that.
Well, that was kind of a toughie, wasn't it, there? Shall we go to round 2, ladies? Okay, there it is, round 2. Barbara?
B.
B it is. Now, 2 people participate.
Frick and
Oh,
frack.
Frick and Frack down here in the front row. How did that happen?
I always have to be Frick.
Listen to this.
Okay.
Frack.
At Fat Frida's wedding,
Frick and frack went to
Frida was so fat. Oh, I forgot you were still there. She was so fat her father didn't walk her down the aisle, he had to blank her down the aisle. So fat.
We're all ready now.
All right, here we go. Barbara Golombeski. At Fat Frida's wedding, attended by Frick and Frack, Frida was so fat her father didn't walk her down the aisle, he had to blank her down the aisle.
Roll.
Roll. They said roll. She said roll, and they loved it. Oh.
All right, he rolled her
Oh,
down.
he rolled it now. You're up to 5 now, Barbara. What do you got there, little boy?
I have a roll.
Oh, that's 6 for you. Nikki, you ready to go to work here?
Oh.
You got to capture all 6. Everybody plays. Here we go. Listen carefully now. It's very important to Nikki. In the big gambling casino at the North Pole, the tables smell funny because the Eskimos use blank as chips. There it is.
In the big
gambling casino at the North Pole, the tables smell funny because the Eskimos use blank as chips.
I don't understand that any better now that I read it.
There it is, my dear.
Well, I'm trying to think of something that one could use as chips in Alaska.
Are you finished with your cold? Yes.
Careful with that club soda.
You know she has the temperature.
No, she's...
I don't. I'm a well person.
Oh, you're a
now.
well person?
She's over all of her illnesses.
It's just what I have
Well,
is
we're wondering
terminal,
about
but
that.
not contagious.
Put it right in the slot there.
I'm trying, baby.
All right. Nikki, in the big gambling casino at the North Pole, the tables smell funny because the Eskimos use blank as chips.
Seals.
Seals. One rather difficult to handle, I would think. Now, you've got to match everybody to stay in the game, Nikki. One false step here, and Barbara will be the winner. What do you say, Bob?
I use the only word I know about Eskimos, blubber.
Blubber. So that means Barbara wins the game. What do the rest of you have? Okay. Hello there. Hang around here, and I'll get back to you in a moment or so. Congratulations to you, Nikki. Where are you going?
I'm still.
No, you hang around here, and we're going to push the button and spin you off, take you for a little ride. It was
Enjoy.
a pleasure to meet you, my dear. We're going to have gifts for you together with, how much money did you win? $200. Congratulations to you. So long, Nikki Brewer. While she's spinning off, you watch these messages, then come right back here. Ah, you were lovely. You were lovely. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, next week when we come back...
We'll all be here then next week?
No, I'm sorry. Some of you will not be called. These are the ones. Only these will be called.
Gary Burghoff, Brett Summers, Charles Nelson Reilly, Susan Sullivan, Richard Dawson, and George Culebach.
That's showbiz. Join us next time. Match Day 56. T-Raven here. So long.
From The Price is Right, Bob Barker. Brett Summers. Charles Nelson Riley. Hattie Duke Astin. From Family Feud, Richard Dawson. And Fannie Flagg. As we play the star-studded Big Money Match Game PM. And now, here's the star of Match Game PM, Gene Rivers.
Thank you, Johnny Olson and friends. Thank you for joining us. You're going to be very happy you joined us because we got some wonderful people over on my left, and we got these two marvelous contestants on my right, Richard Smith and Michelle Turner. Let's say hello to them. Now, I welcome both of you. I'd like to find out a little bit about each of you. Michelle, we'll begin with you, if you please.
Okay, I'm a professional ski instructor in Snowbird, Utah,
Uh-huh.
and I live in Corona Del Mar in the summertime,
Okay, that's the whole story, eh?
and sell real estate.
Well, welcome to you, my dear, and good luck to you. And you, sir?
Well, I'm from Bondi Beach, Sydney, Australia.
No kidding.
I'm
I'd
sorry.
never guess. Would you? Yeah. What do you do there?
Oh, I do life-saving mostly.
You do life-saving?
Yeah, I'm on the beach.
Mouth-to-mouth resuscitation?
I try.
Really? Well, don't we all? As often as we can. Okay, may I point out that each of you will have 3 opportunities to match as many of our celebrities as you can, and the one who's done that most often at the end of the 3rd round will be the winner. That's all there is to it. And here, that person will go on to play the big money super match, which can pay off over $10,000. Michelle, you may have A or B.
B, please.
B it is, and here we go. Sarah said, I just married Freddie, the Siamese twin.
Ooh.
Our honeymoon was wonderful, except that his brother Melvin had to come along. And all through the honeymoon, Melvin blanked.
That's easy.
Okay, we're going to start without you, Charles. Hello, Michelle. Sarah said, I just married Freddie, the Siamese twin. Our honeymoon was wonderful, except that his brother Melvin had to come along, and all through the honeymoon, Melvin blanked.
Slept.
Melvin slept all through the honeymoon. You know what a Siamese twin is, don't you, my dear?
Yes.
They're attached, aren't
Am I
they?
playing for the red section, the blue section,
No,
the
no, no,
banana
no,
section?
None of that.
Why am I matching her? Where's Dorothy Joe?
Now, Dorothy Joe is, she's watching at home.
All right.
I hope.
She said, I hope so too. I hope they're all watching at home. All these marvelous CBS shows. I said Melvin watched.
Melvin watched. Okay, that's very good, I think. What do you say?
I think it's one of the most terrific answers that poor sad man has given since we've known him.
You know, she doesn't look as good as she said she did.
Yeah.
Now she looks better.
Right. And you, Charles?
I don't know who those 2 people are.
Well, there you are. And all through the honeymoon, Melvin slept. Patty, what do you say to that?
And while he slept, he snored.
Snored. Oh.
One person out there liked it, I heard.
Yes or no? Yes, indeed. There's one. You can't snore without sleeping, can you?
I don't think
Certainly
so.
can't.
Tell him, Ollie. Snore. That's good, Michelle. What is...
Well, you know, I had a date with a Siamese twin once. It was in Chicago, and I saw them about a year later, and he came up, and he drug his brother, and he said, you probably don't remember me.
But
Unfortunately, I said what?
you said what?
Yeah.
So you got 2 out of that, and that's not bad for a first rounder because they're kind of tough, as you will find out right now, Richard. Bernie is such a super salesman, he sold a Playboy magazine subscription to blank.
Oh!
That's what a great salesman he was.
Now you're going to have...
Come on now, Brett,
Whether
do
I
something
can't
now.
figure out... Well, okay.
You got it. All
Wait
right.
a week. I got it. Okay.
Richard. Bernie is such a super salesman, he sold a Playboy magazine subscription to...
A nun.
A nun. It always saddens me when somebody comes up with a great answer like that and then goes right down the drain, as you will see in a moment.
Gene, you do not have to answer the mail on the show yourself.
Oh, all right.
Do you? You have
No.
someone who does this
Oh,
for
yes,
you.
of
I mean, if
course.
this answer
Yeah.
brings a flood of mail. Orville Roberts.
Okay, what do you say?
Well, that's what I couldn't figure out, whether it was supposed to be a man person or a girl
Well,
person.
what did you finally say?
I said he was such a super... What the hell did I say? Oh, I said Raquel Welch.
Raquel Welch.
Yeah. Now, that's not good. Well, listen, you know.
She's trying. What do you say?
What can you expect from a woman wearing a rug?
He means my coat.
Oh, the coat, yes.
I mean, you know, that coat. I wear... No, never mind.
Yeah.
Hugh Hefner.
Hugh Hefner. Oh, that's a good one.
That's good.
That's very good. Very good, Charles. Charles came through for us. He sold a Playboy magazine subscription to...
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter. That seems to be the audience favorite, Patty. What have you got there, Richard?
I have a terrible lust for peanuts. No, I said Hugh Hefner.
Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner's a mighty good answer there, Fannie. Mighty good.
Isn't he? He's from Australia.
He's from Australia. How did you
I
guess?
can't swim either. None.
Well,
Ain't she smart?
I must say there's a little ESP and perhaps a little more going on between Richard and Fannie there. So there we are. Round one scores 2-1 in Michelle's favor. Round two coming up after this. Hurry back. With round two. Now, Michelle, you're ahead, and we're going to ask you to go first.
B, please.
B it is. All right. Richard and Patty do not play. The rest of you, please respond to this. Fifi, the circus contortionist, is so double-jointed. You ain't gonna believe this. She's so double-jointed she can sit on her own blank. Having a lot of fun there, Bob? Having a good time? All right, Charles, we'll wait for you. And away
I'm
we
just
go.
playing.
I see. All right. Ready, Michelle? Fifi the circus contortionist is so double-jointed she can sit on her own blank.
Head.
Head. On her own head. That's a strange, that conjures up a strange picture.
A very strange picture. It always frightens me when the audience likes that first answer just before I have to make my response. But in this case, just a minute, you're getting ahead of me, audience. In this case, I am not frightened.
Oh!
Head.
All right, Brett.
Well, I drew a little picture while he was giving his answer. I could have written a whole chapter, actually. But there she is.
Yes?
Now,
Now, wait a minute. I think...
Now, what do you think my answer is from that picture?
In your case, one picture is not worth 10,000 words. Give us a word.
I said she was so terrific and all, she could sit on her own boobs.
Oh. All right, Charles?
My answer is similar, except it refers to her drawing, a bust.
A bust.
After her snide remark, I agree.
She's so double-jointed she can sit on her own head, Fannie.
Yes, I thought she could sit on her own lap.
You are a fey one. So there we are with her second rounder. Richard, this one is for you. At the Cannibal Restaurant, the chef cooked his mother-in-law in a giant sack. He called the dish blank in a bag. Fannie, you do not play because you matched him in the first round.
Uh-oh. I was going to be clever, but I changed my mind.
Okay, Richard. At the Cannibal Restaurant, the chef cooked his mother-in-law in a giant sack. He called the dish blank in a bag.
Hag in a bag.
Hag in a bag. Okay, Bob, you're up.
Okay, old Bob's up after all that applause again. I said bag in a bag.
Call the dish bag in a bag. All right, you're such a kind bunch.
There's not a person in that audience who will ever win a refrigerator on Price is Right. I'll tell you right now.
What did you say?
Listen, I know this isn't going to count. I know I'm going to get the buzzer, but I must tell you, do you know that I'm not kidding. I meant to write hag in a bag, and when I put it in, you went there, I realized I had written back. Doesn't it
That's
count?
right,
I mean,
that's
all right. Very good.
That is exactly what I meant to write.
Yes, of course you did. You'll
We
be
all
all
said
right.
the same thing. I'm sorry. He's
Boiled
very
bag
clever.
in a bag. Okay.
That's what I meant to write.
He's looking for hag in a bag there.
That's the one I threw under the counter.
You threw that one away? What'd you put?
Nag in a bag.
Nag in a bag.
That's nice, Brad.
It's a possibility. Richard, give him a little hag in a bag.
Coming up.
One hag in a bag. Now, 3-2 the score. At the end of round 2, we go to round 3. Michelle, you're still ahead. We'll ask you to go first.
B, please.
B it is. Now, 3 people play, Brett, Charles, and Fannie. 102-year-old Mr. Periwinkle said,
Yesterday, I had a coming out party for old Lady Perkins. In the middle of the party, her blanks came out. It was a slow party.
Ready? 102-year-old Mr. Periwinkle said, yesterday we had a coming out party for old Lady Perkins. In the middle of the party, her blanks came out.
False teeth.
Okay. You play. You go first.
I figured her teeth were already out. I said her gums came
Dear me, Charles.
I found an opera.
Her uppers. So there's one for Michelle. And you are the last one. She's looking for dentures or false teeth or anything like that.
I wouldn't know about anything.
Naturally. No, nothing false.
Dentures.
Dentures. Yes, very good. So Michelle has 5. Now, Richard, you must match 3 to tie and 4 to win. Here we go. The upper tier and Patty played. The senator's new secretary said, I'll tell you why I got the job. All the other applicants majored in business education, but me, I majored in blank.
The operative word is politician, right?
Senator. Senator's new secretary.
Senator. Well, that's a politician.
That's
What is
right,
that?
right. Senator.
Captain of the Eagle Scout.
Richard Smith, 3 to tie, 4 to win. The senator's new secretary said, I'll tell you why I got the job. All the other applicants majored in business education. But me, I majored in...
The voting booth.
The what?
The voting booth.
Have you got a ticket to Australia?
Yeah.
He's all set. Don't have to worry about him. What about you, Bob?
I said physiology.
Physiology.
Well, there's nothing wrong
You're
with
an
that.
unruly bunch. Now, Richard, you must match the 4 remaining celebrities to stay in the game and achieve a tie. And we're up to Brett. He's looking for the voting booth.
You're going to love my answer. Get prepared to cheer. But I hate to... He's adorable. He's cute, and I love Australia. I love his accent and all that swell stuff. I said love making.
Love making. So that means Michelle Turner wins the game. What the rest you have? Okay, come on down, Michelle. Congratulations. You hang around here. I mean, easy, Kate. I'll get back to you in a moment. Richard, it was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very much.
And I'm very happy to meet you. And we've got gifts for you, together with our
Right.
thanks for being here on Match Game PM. Richard Smith of Australia. While we're spinning him off, we've got to spin these messages for you. Hurry back, see how she does. With Michelle Turner. Now, she's won the game. She's got her $100, and we're going to see how much more she's going to win here for the in the big money super match, where you can win over $10,000. Now, to do that, we have 2 audience matches for you, and I want to point out to you, Michelle, whatever you win in these audience matches, you'll have a chance to multiply by 10. Here we go with the first one. We polled a recent studio audience, and we got their best response to this. Prisoner of blank. Now, the answer that bunch gave most frequently gets you $500 if you match it. If you match their second most popular answer, you get $250, and then the third gets you $100. And let's see what kind of assistance you'll get from the ding-a-lings.
Bob?
Bob.
Prisoner of war.
Prisoner of war as well.
Fannie?
Hi, Fannie.
Hi. Alone from night to night you'll find me. Oh, well, I can't sing it, but prisoner of love.
Prisoner of love.
Richard?
Richard?
I'll have to say the prisoner of Zenda.
Thank you, Benita, my darling.
Thank you,
You bring this material up to date.
So there they are, prisoner of war, prisoner of Zenda, and prisoner of love. You may choose one of those, or if you've got a better one, give us that one.
Prisoner of war.
Prisoner of war. Okay. That was Bob Barker's answer. Let's find out if we do have a POW somewhere in there. May we see the $100 response? Prisoner of 2nd Avenue. Okay. Let's see if we got the prisoner of war into the $250 number. Love. Make war, not love. Okay. All right, here's the last chance for prisoner of war. Slide it, Earl. Yeah! Congratulations. Very good.
Made our impression look out as silly.
What? Congratulations.
Gene,
What's that?
all the times I've been your guest, that's the first kiss I have
Is that
ever
the first
won
kiss
on
you've
this
had?
show. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Well,
Bob.
one from Richard Dawson.
No, I would have done it.
No, that's all right.
Oh, all right. Okay. Well, now, Michelle, you've picked up another $500, which means that the least you'll be playing for is 10 times that amount, or $5,000. And we're going to see how much more you can win now with the second audience match. Okay, Earl. The blank night. Remember, 5, 250, and 100. Let's see what assist you get over here.
Richard?
A show that stars my good friend George Kennedy. The prisoner of Zenda. Oh, no. The Blue Knight.
Thank you, Benita, my
Thank you,
darling.
Gene.
Can you bring this up to date?
Patty Duke.
Yes, it's a choice between the wedding and the white.
Just give
white.
this one. Yeah.
White.
The White Knight. Okay.
And Bob?
Bob, one more time.
Oh, my.
Third position is tough, Bob.
Yes.
Try Zenda.
I love you. You are so funny.
Zenda Knight.
The Blue Knight you have given. And,
the Blue Knight and the White Knight is what we have so far.
Do
Yes.
the Red Knight.
Black.
Well,
What
the
about the
black
Good
is the Black Knight.
The Black Knight. Yeah. He was one of King Arthur's chaps, wasn't he?
Certainly was.
The Black Knight
Yes, he
that?
was.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was a chest.
Okay, you have black, blue, and white. You have the Black Knight, the White Knight, and the Blue Knight. You want one of those?
Yes.
Which one?
The Blue Knight.
Go ahead, stand at the music page. Get up there. Okay. That's all right. We want the Blue Knight. May we see the $100 number? Black Knight. Uh-huh. All right, so we're getting close. The Blue Knight, are you under the $250 number? Speak up. Oh, white. All right. Blue Knight, you rascal, where are you hiding?
Purple.
Now, Michelle, you want another $500. We multiply that by 10, makes another $5,000. Add that to the $5,000 you previously won. You got a pot of $10,000 to shoot for. Now, you'll get that money. Very simple now. All you have to do is match one celebrity. Get your ESP going real strong. Which one do you want to choose?
Oh, gosh. Bob.
Bob. $10,000, Bob. Now,
Richard,
Bob, don't be nervous.
Richard, would you come up and collaborate with me, please? You do this so well.
Stand right there on the easy tape and face me. It's all right. Don't be nervous now. Just relax. Get your ESP going over to Bob Barker and think thoughts about Bob Barker, and you will match him. Here it is. It's worth $10,000. Ready, Bob?
Ready.
Oyster blank. Oyster blank. All right, Michelle, Bob is finished. And we ask you to come up with an answer now which you think will match his. And if it does, you'll get the $10,000. Oyster blank.
Rockefeller?
Oysters Rockefeller is a well-known dish. There may be another dish that's a little better known than oysters
You know,
Rockefeller.
until this moment, I did not realize how much easier it is to be an MC than a panelist. I really didn't.
Well, now,
Honey,
wait a minute. I had one answer in mind. It didn't happen to be oysters Rockefeller. What did you have in mind? Does she match you?
I don't match her. I had stew.
Oyster stew. Did you think about it? She thought of oyster stew and rejected it and came up with oysters Rockefeller. Oh. Well, listen, Michelle, it wasn't a total loss because you did win $1,000, and we congratulate you for that, indeed. And now we've got these messages just for you. Join us next week for Match Game PM. Gene Rayburn here. Goodbye.
Some contestants will receive recorder calling, automatic telephone answering system, voice actuated with remote control that plays back your message from anywhere in the world. And the original Mr. Call. And Bardol Oil Supplement is exclusive polar attraction formula bonds to critical surfaces, reducing friction. This is Johnny Olsen speaking for Match Game PM, a Mark Brooks and Bill Trotman production.